Hi there. My name is Eric Ryan, and this is going to be tip number 5 in our top 10 strategic planning tips for you and your service center. So tip number 5 is to establish process goals. So in the work that we do, we think of goals as kind of falling into two different categories. One goal is called a results goal, and one goal is called a process goal. So a results goal is something that you may be very familiar with, acquiring, for this example, $785K in capital infusion for the center. It's a result. This is the actual result. Versus a process, which could be to create and implement a step-by-step capital infusion program for our center. Both of these are entirely valid goals. This is a result. This is a process. Results goal. Here's another example. Achieve 90% of our goals on our strategic plan versus the process. Document, communicate, and execute our center strategic planning process. Another results goal. Score at least 8.5 out of 10 on our annual staff engagement survey. The process. Capture and implement our staff performance management and support system. All of these goals are completely valid. My point in this tip is to make sure that you implement a healthy dose of process goals. What we've learned over the years is people have a tendency to have to try to put a number on all the goals that they have. I'm not saying that that's wrong. There's a lot of that's in fact, it's good. You want these types of goals are good goals. But what I found, and this is what's interesting, is people forget about the power or don't realize the power of putting process goals into place, especially in the SBDCs where we are in accreditation. The whole ethic of accreditation is putting simple, effective, repeatable processes into place that sustain and strengthen the capacity of your organization, your center, and the network as a whole. So make sure that you use these process goals to support and build up your muscle, your capacity, so that you can actually hit these results goals. So this is what I've learned. Now, on this next slide, which is a little ugly because it's got a lot of detail on it, the next slide is about the research that I've come across that actually supports what I've learned just through experience. And like I said, it's pretty ugly. So you can read this, you can pause the video and read this if you want. But here's what I've learned, and this is fantastic information for you in your strategic planning work. We've learned, research shows that organizations that have process-based goals, all right, process-based goals versus organizations that just have results goals tend to be 3 times more effective at navigating change and making change happen and getting better results than those organizations that just have the results goals. 3 times. So I don't know about you, but that's incredibly informative. That like, wow. So we actually can build our capacity and hit our goals and results better if we implement these processes over time and build that muscle. All right. Well, sign me up. So the basic, you can read this. This is from research on page 62. Here's the book here of Switch by Chip and Dan Heath. So there's the research you can read about that. But the concept here, again, is that what you really want to do is make sure you've got a healthy dose of process goals in your strategic plan that take you in the direction of what you really ultimately want in terms of some of those results. And I guarantee you that's going to help you and your team build the capacity so that you're a more robust, effective center and get the things done to hit your milestones and serve your customers.